So I'm here in New Mexico with the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation to experience one of the true spectacles of fall, the Elk Rut. For thousands of years, these mountains have heard the echo of bugling elk each autumn. But if you will, for a moment, remember that it wasn't that long ago when these mountains were silent. So what turned it around here and across our great nation? Visionary collaboration between the outdoor industry, Congress, and the everyday American hunter and angler. You made the difference, and will keep making the difference in ensuring the future of wildlife, habitat, public access, and our sporting heritage. Just a century ago, our country's wildlife species were in decline and disappearing. Alarmed, the American public came together to demand action for conservation and find a solution to protect our nation's wildlife, fish, and habitat. It never fails to inspire me that our country proactively engaged and created the roadmap that resulted in the North American model for conservation, the most successful system of policies and laws to restore and safeguard natural resources that the world has ever seen. A game-changing piece of legislation is one of the biggest reasons we can celebrate that success today. At the urging of citizens in the outdoor industry, Congress authorized the 1937 Pittman-Robertson Act, which placed an 11% excise tax on manufacturers for the wholesale price of all firearms and ammunition. The idea was revolutionary. Sportsmen and women would play a pivotal role in generating revenue for conservation with their everyday purchases, and all without asking them to personally incur any additional expense. In turn, revenues generated from these excise taxes would be apportioned to state wildlife agencies for their conservation efforts, hunter education programs, and operation of archery and shooting ranges. Nearly 85 years later, the Pittman-Robertson Act and the support of hunters nationwide continues to make possible one of the single greatest sources of funding for wildlife conservation and public access. Since its inception in 1937, Pittman-Robertson has enabled more than $14 billion for the conservation of American wildlife. Here in New Mexico and across the country, funds raised by Pittman-Robertson have helped translocate Rocky Mountain elk and restore native populations. New Mexico now boasts some of the best elk hunting and public access in the United States. And we're enjoying that legacy with an opportunity to take a mature elk today. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we're proud to be contributors to Pittman-Robertson funding, but it's your business that enables that contribution. Thank you for shopping with us and providing a better future for wildlife and the way of life that we all love. When you gear up for your hunt, take a moment in the checkout line to remember that your purchase is directly making a difference. Simply put, we wouldn't enjoy the resources, wildlife, and public access that we do today without hunters.